You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And how alike sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
You think you are free, that your decisions are your own. Tell me honestly, did you really choose this path? Or was it chosen for you? Your father, with every triumph, every failure, was it not his decisions that brought you here? Has his path not sealed your own? Marked out in golden bricks below your very feet. The path is set. Keep your head up. Keep your weapon loaded. Follow the battle brick road.
Yo! What is up, everybody? How are you doing? I hope you are well. It has been a minute, guys. Things have been nuts. Things have been absolutely crazy. It's great to see you. I hope the volume is okay. We will see. And yes, it's so funny. I love seeing that in the chat, my brother. I don't know if it'll show up. There it is. The violins, guys. It is great to see you. I've been practicing my violin when I get 5 seconds down. I'm going to keep you guys up to date, or get you guys up to date on all of the crazy stuff going on. So many channel members updated the channel member credits. Thank you guys so much for who've donated those channel memberships. I'm hoping to see some of you guys be regulars. But here's the thing. Here is the thing. I want to say first and foremost, live from the heart of Lovecraft country, in the birthplace of American religious liberty, I am SHANTH ENJETI. You are watching SHANTH ENJETI Art. And, Lucy, we've got some painting to do. Let me tell you, we've got some things to do. And the order of the day is Battle Brick Road. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how crazy the last couple of weeks have been. I'm trying to sneak in a stream right here. I do have a relatively humble-sized home. And I have family in town because of big life-changing events going on, which is to say I want to congratulate my kids on their high school graduation. Could not be more proud of them, and that has been a huge part. All of the end of, senior year festivities have been a huge part of what's been going on the last couple of weeks, have kept me incredibly busy, but at the same time very happy, very proud. So much love to all of them. I had a exciting visit to the dentist. So I've got a temporary crown on one of my teeth right here. Before I get that gold crown, think about it, could be cool. And my wife leaves me. So I hope you guys are well. It's great to see you, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about painting. I feel very, very inspired. I have been trying to keep track of all the streams. I was watching John Malin last night, A Credit to the Force. I feel as though I have I've got so many people around me right now who are inspiring me with their work, with their dedication, with their streaming. And I have to say this, I didn't get a chance to say this because it's been a minute since I've streamed, but a couple of, was it a week or two ago? I can't even remember. I was on a stream with Shane Davis and John. And what was so funny is, being a relatively antisocial person from time to time, I remember getting off the stream and saying, I laughed so damn hard. Shane Davis cracks me up, man. That he's always making me laugh. And his art and his creativity, we kind of like similar things. But I said I had a blast. And it is so fun to do this stuff and hang out with you guys. It is a ton to try to get it all figured out, but I love doing it. It's just the hours in the day, right? It's the hours in the day. But let me see who I've got here in the chat, because I have not done that yet. Shame on me, I say. We have got in the chat, we have got John. John, it is great to see you in the house, brother. I hope you're doing well. We've got channel member who was first in here, Mark's Music Obsession, everything is going well. And we've got first channel member Stephen Rockwood Drawing here. It's always great to see you at the top of the channel member list, undefeated. We've got a link to Michael Bancroft's The Lucent 2 Painted Death, and my artwork will be in there somewhere, guys. So make sure, if you like that painting I did for Michael, make sure you are checking it out. We've got Terror in the Trenches 2 as well. The sign-up, I believe, is happening for that, and I don't think it's the... let me move this, because... gosh almighty, I'm back in the saddle again. There we go. Terror in the Trenches 2 from Von Klaus. It is out for sign-up, so sign up. Do not miss it. Terror was great. My brother from another mother, Rocky Ballesteros, is in the house. It is great to see you, Rock. I hope you are doing well. Let's see who else we've got here. We've got some other channel members. We've got Awesome One in the house. It is great to see you. Tell me why ain't nothing but a broken heart. Tell me why. That's right. I want it that way. Let's see who else we've got in here. We've got John again. Make sure I got him on here. We have got channel member Eric Huffles. It is great to see you, channel member Eric Huffles. I hope you were doing well this fine morning. And who else have I got? We've got Comrade Sammy in the house. Great to see you, Comrade Sammy. And I think I've got most of everybody. And yes, do hit the like, share it out, say hello, we are here, whatever. So anyway, so my mother-in-law and my son went out to grab some lunch and to do some things. And I said, I think I can sneak a stream in. because if anything is happening, if somewhere else in this house, you can hear it, because it is not a lot of space. So, but I will tell you this, I am grateful for the space I have, and I'm grateful for all of you. That's how that works. So, in addition to everything else I've been doing, I've been dadding it up. I have been volunteering to do a backdrop for my kids, one of my kids' teachers, for a recital. And one of the things that's come out of that is I was there for 9 hours on Sunday painting on this giant sort of set. Because, you know, that's... hold on a second. I have to take a knee. I have to take a knee because I see my brother Timmy Mello in the house. How are you doing? It is great to see you. I hope you are well. Holy cow, dude. It's been a minute. What's up, Phil? How you doing, brother? I hope everything's good in Chicago. My God, look at you guys coming in here. I haven't seen you guys in ages, man. I haven't seen you guys in ages. 'Tis the season of in-law visits. Well, you know, as I like to say, my mother-in-law and I get on famously, thank God, and she's hilarious. I've known her now the same amount of time I've known Lauren, about 30 years, so it's crazy. And there is the subject of today's painting right there. Eric Weathers, what's up in the house? My brother, who was engaging in some outstandingly fun painting talk with me. We get together once a week to talk painting and talk art, and we talk about Art T-Bear. We just gossip about Art T-Bear. That's all we do. We do it for 2 or 3 hours sometimes. No, we get together to talk about art and great illustrations, the golden age of illustration, and that's the stuff that's so inspiring. And you know, if you're a longtime member of this channel or a subscriber to this channel, you know that's one of those things. And speaking of people, brings a tear to me eye. I see Cranberry Langers in the house. Ride or die with me for I don't know how ding-dang long, but it is great to see him in the house. That is what it's all about. That looks exactly like me, says Eric Weathers. Listen, some people say that Candace married down. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think Eric is a catch, and I know that she knows what I know. There you have it. What's up, Nordic Nerd? How you doing, my friend? It is great to see you. Emo Trash in the house, newly minted channel member. Crazy how I've been putting in the effort to go to bed earlier, and yet I only woke up 30 minutes ago. That's right. Stephen Rockwood Drawing, who is celebrating... I doff my cap to you, sir. 19 months as a channel member, salutes the Grand Tetons. He is a natural landscape fanatic, and we couldn't be more proud to have him with us. The monkey bird looks just like Eric. That's right. What's up, Anthony Gonzalez Clark? How are you doing, brother? It is great to see you, man. Oh my gosh. And of course, Phil saying hello to everybody in the chat. Awesome one is saying same here, emo. Yeah, guys, I have been staying up. Make sure you hit the like, by the way, if you haven't yet, my friends. We have got oh God, I forgot. Thank you, Eric Huffles, for reminding me. Stephen Rockwood celebrating 19 months. We do a thing when you're celebrating 19 months up in here, and it's been so long, so freaking long, that I forgot to do it. Here you go. Much love. This, Stephen Rockwood, is for you. Charge! And shame on me, I don't know if you know this, but I broadcast to more than one location on this stream. I broadcast to, actually 3, YouTube. I broadcast to X. But I also broadcast the goings-on in here to our favorite place, the Waffle Lodge. Let's see if the cheerleaders have heard that Stephen Rockwood has been a member for 19 months. Charge! There you go. There you go. Oh, wait, I think it does show, right? Yeah, there's that sun shows up there. But, yeah, your member logo shows up, I think. I think it does. There you go. You've got cheerleaders in the chat. So, yeah, guys, so I've been working on this painting, and I was working on it last night. And one of the big things, breakthroughs I've had on this painting was I had this idea of what I wanted to do, and I couldn't figure out... I just couldn't figure out a way to get this one particular thing into it. And as the great Eric Weathers, never get it twisted, co-creator of Battle Brick Road, written by Zeb Hatfield and beautifully illustrated by Eric Weathers. He's also the letterer of Nosfero. We were talking about the great N.C. Wyeth, as well as some of the other great Golden Age illustrators. And I found this painting of Wyeth's that I thought, I'm going to reference that because that's what I've been trying to do. And the thing about that was that as I started to do that, as I started to look at Wyeth's stuff, I found this piece of his that is an aerial shot of clouds, because I love to paint Wyeth clouds if I'm going to paint clouds. And it showed this great BS illustrator perspective, so you could see the ground through the clouds to see how high up they were. And I've wanted to do that, but I couldn't figure out how to approach it. And that is why we stand on the shoulders of giants, my friends. So I found this N.C. Wyeth painting of clouds looking down, and I was like, this is unbelievable. I love this thing. So I'm really excited about that. Really excited about that. Anthony Gonzalez Clark says Joe Frankenstein is in the description. Click on the link, make it happen. You know what we say about that? We say you're darn tootin'. And speaking of, let me say this. Let me say this, people. Would you stop me from interrupting myself? I need you to back Joe Frankenstein. I need you to back Joe Frankenstein. Not just because Graham Nolan is a gentleman and a scholar. Not just because he is the fittest person in Comicsgate physically. But because he is a fellow monster kid. And monster kids have a connection that goes very, very deep, man. It's something that transcends us from life to undead. Monster kids unite. And so that for me is something that I really am excited about. And I got to be there on the launch day of Joe Frankenstein. But bad things, we got to talk a little bit about this. I got to talk about this a little bit. Because I'm concerned. All right? Let me put my glass. My daughter gets really annoyed whenever I'm like, she says something to me and I do this. I do the South Asian. Why not A? So this is the thing. Okay? This is the thing. When I didn't have the volume on, but I was watching a stream after oh man, this dental thing, this tooth needs a crown on it. Let me tell you, folks. John just cracked me up with that, man. Yep, that's right. What kind of medical degree do you get from that art school? That'll happen. So this is the thing, guys. This is the big thing. I'm worried about John Malin. I am seriously concerned about John Malin. And I don't know if he's going to probably say that a friend gave it to him. He doesn't know where it came from. That's how it always starts, doesn't it? That's how it always starts. I saw John with a NECA Universal Monsters action figure. I saw him with 2. Now, this was a man who had been fighting off the depravity and degeneracy of Comicsgate toy collecting. He's like, but that, you know how it starts. You know how it starts. I'll buy a statue. That's still kind of an adult thing. I'll buy a statue. What is going to hurt if I buy 1 statue? 2. It looked uneven with just the 1 statue. You know what I'm saying? And then you buy your first. I agree. He does need a hug, and of course that could end in him, beating us to death. But we should perhaps do it. But this is the thing I want to say. You've got to be careful when you open the door to buying action figures, and I am concerned. I'm very concerned about him. I am, because when I look at people like, Ethan, Shane, myself, Graham, all of, God bless him, Aaron Lepresti, our brother, our Monster Kid brother, we're too far gone, guys. We can't be saved. Thank you, Eric Huffles. Thank you. I feel like I'm quoting the movie Ski School with Dean Cameron. And thank you, Fitz. Yes, it's like inviting Dracula inside. Skunk Artworks, fellow painter. I salute you. I wasn't even parallel to the deck. I don't know what the heck just happened with that salute, but God bless you. And hello to you, my friend. Yeah. It's the crazy thing. Soon you're like going, well, I've ordered 2. I might as well order 3. And then you are a full-blown action figure addict. And that's what Marcus! Channel member Marcus in the house. My man, it is great to see you. Hail, brother. I hope you're doing well. So, yeah. So, I mean, do I have concerns? Yes. I do have concerns. Because when you've got that invited into your house, you know, I don't know how things are going to happen. You know, some of us are already too far gone, but I fear that we may be losing John to collecting action figures. And you know, you hate to see it, but sometimes people have to learn. I'm about to move my camera. I just realized it's been so long since I've done this. It's so wildly off center that I can't get a good angle on this. There we go. So yeah, so everything has been going. Everything has been crazy, been hectic. As I said, congratulations to my 2 children and their high school graduation. It has made things that and all the end of the high school, festivities have made things incredibly crazy and incredibly busy. But it's great, and it's been for Mrs. Enjetti and I. It's been a real big time for us as a couple to kind of reflect and just think about this, much like with Comicsgate, much like with Nosfero, much like with everything I'm doing. There get to be those inflection points, dare I say, where you get a moment to reflect on how you got here and how far you've come. And those are those moments that I always say, I know you guys know this, but when those moments come, do not miss them. Do not miss them and enjoy them. And that's what I think is so important about friendship. As Jordan Peterson said, friends help you celebrate your accomplishments, and Mrs. Enjetti is my best friend. And amen in the house. It's good to see you, and thank you. That is absolutely 100% true. What's up, JWK Creates? I just bought a bunch of dinosaur figures for our reference. Amen. I don't think I have enough. Listen. JWK Creates. Can I call you JWK Creates? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Amen. So and this is how bad it gets. It's when you start getting, you know, the pure stuff from Japan. God, I probably just nailed that mic. Sorry about that. I just got myself a Japanese salamander figure, which is one of my favorite animals. If you have Art Books 1 and 2, or you've ordered them and you're going to get them, you're going to see Japanese giant salamander make a appearance in my work. I love painting those things in. Is Shanth having an Eminem moment? This is your one shot, don't miss. Yes, I am, 100%. But it's it's one of those things that happens. Yeah, one can never have too many dinosaur figures. Amen. That's right. Buy dinosaur figures until she files the papers, kids. And she might. Let's see here. Stephen Rockwood says, the great thing about dinosaurs is you can draw them however you like because nobody really knows what they look like. That's absolutely right. I actually do miss Dinocons from Transformers. Listen, you are accepted and welcomed here, man. Ordered them and gonna get them. Yes, which things? I think I know what you're saying, but I feel like I missed a chat in here somewhere. Yeah, figurines are nice until you have to dust them. Amen. 100% true. Yeah, I'm absolutely excited, man. Shanth, am I welcome? You're absolutely welcome, Devil Flyer Momentum. That is 100% the case. 100% the case up in this place. You know? So what I was telling people is that there's something great about surrounding yourself with the stuff that inspires you. And let me say, as I know I cite that quote a lot, the people that inspire you, which is you guys, which is Comicsgate, you know, which are, I should say, my fellow creators who sit around and try to solve these wild problems, and the people who love art and make it possible for us to do it. You know, and that's one of the best things. Oh, the art books 1 and 2, are they gone? They're gone, aren't they? I think they're gonna be after this. If there are any left, we'll see. But I think that on my list of all these things that I've got to, or I want to do, making a kind of best of the art books is definitely there. It's on the table for something that we might do, because everything I do, I hope to keep in print. It's just a question of what's the most effective way to do it, we'll see how things look after I get all these things shipped out. It's like I said, everything has been so crazy and so hectic here, it's, I'll say, the thing I'll always say is that if you'll give me this moment here, I have to say because I know some of us have talked about this. I try not to talk about it any more than feels whatever, but on the day of my kid's high school graduation, I was absolutely compelled, and I got down on my knees and I prayed, and the thing I prayed was not even a question. It was just a statement. And I said, "Thank you, God, for every moment, no matter how tough, no matter how whatever, of my life. Thank you for this family. Thank you for everything." Because those difficult moments, that you go through, they're all a part of it. But I just felt this incredible amount of gratitude for the fact that I've gotten a chance to live as long as I have, and seeing my children grow up and all of those kinds of things, and to be at the point where I'm at right now, where I remember saying to my wife when I got Nosfero from the printer, my first fully painted comic book, and I looked at her, and hopefully God won't take this too literally, I said, I can die happy now. Like, I feel a sense of peace because it happened. The book and the types of books I always had in my head happened, and that is wild. Yeah, I'm not an ingrate. Canceled. I know. Grateful for all of you guys. Grateful for everything can you imagine, guys? Amen indeed. Yeah. Nothing available to order at the moment. Correct. Yes, nothing available. Mark, you will be the first to know. I promise. Yeah. I might. I'm absolutely thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah. Best of Sean's Dungeon Honeymoon. Best of Sean's Dungeon Honeymoon art. Holy cow, man. Yeah, you know what's so funny is? Oh, I have to share this. Do you guys have a moment to, yeah, he has respect, indeed. Let me say this, guys. I don't know if I've shown this to you yet. So, I told you on my last stream, which was way too long ago, again, that family thing is everything to me, And I know you guys know that. I know you guys are so supportive of the family, but it's just, I know you know that. That's all I'll say. And so the thing about it is that I talked on the last stream about the young man I met, Mickey Hayes, with progeria, that I met at Universal Studios. And when I was a very little kid, and that we had this wonderful little conversation on this really great day. And it's the same thing I come in here for, which is, and that I went to the comic shop for, is to find those kindred spirits, or as C.S. Lewis and Tolkien called them, the Inklings. People who have an inkling of the things that you're passionate about. They have an understanding of it. And one of the things that I ordered, and I put together, let me zoom in on this a little bit here, guys. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. One of the things, there we go. I feel like that camera is a little bit off. Interesting. Hang on a second, guys. Let me take a look at this. I feel like it's a little, there's like, the lens is a little messed up. But one of the things that that I was thinking about in terms of the way that things inspire you and affect you was how you can have artists who you don't know their names, actors, performers. Let's try to clean that lens up a little bit there. Does that look a little bit more in focus, or able to focus? Yeah, okay, that looks a little better. But one of the things that was big about that day was what I saw on the Universal Studios tour. And this is the tour catalog from that day. And so, here's the thing. These are all of the famous actors that were Universal actors that you could see, just to give you a sense of the time period. Look at Jimmy Stewart, the ripe old age of Jimmy Stewart. Look at all these guys, right? Incredible actors. Bill Bixby. All the people who were working on the sets and everything like that. And this was the catalog. And the things that really impacted me were this right here, which is what Mickey Hayes and I saw. The Jaws encounter, which was so cool on that Universal tour. But this is something that blows my mind. There's a few things that were there for different periods of time. One of them was the Battle for Galactica, where your tram drives through a science fiction place and there's all these laser lights shooting. And you see all of these creatures and things from Battlestar Galactica. But this is something that was there for a very, very short time. They had the Wild West stunt show, and this is the moment that blew my mind. They had a thing there that was, instead of just a makeup show, it was called Dracula's Castle. And they did a makeup show, they did a performance, and this is what I walked into. Right here. This was what the stage looked like. And on the stage, coming down the stairs at one point, they had, because Hulk was a big show, they had Lou Ferrigno's Hulk. Not actual Lou Ferrigno, but an actor as him come down the stage. You can find a couple of seconds of footage of it, but it was so brief. So imagine this day as being an inspiration. Yeah, it was Rob Zombie there. Yeah, it does look a little like his Munsters. But imagine having this day as a kid, and I think this was 1980, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 81 is when this catalog was from. Imagine having that as a day, when you're a young kid who is just ready to absorb everything you see. I don't know if I can find it now. Boy, you can tell I planned well for this stream, but I always as I like to tell my wife, I say, babe, I just have to go stream. I'll figure it out. Where the helter-skelter did I put that? Is that it? Nope. Oh, come on. Dang it. I have when you find everything but the thing you're looking for? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I bet you know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, this is laughable. On so many levels. Oh well. I can't even find one copy of Nosfero to grab. So anyway, if you know Nosfero, that's what... See, there you go. I was in high school. I know, man. I know. It's like, but think about that, man. It was such crazy stuff. But if you look at Nosfero, one of the things you'll see is all of those influences coming together, I'm so excited, man. I wish I could ride the original King Kong ride. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, it was broken when we were there because that was a frequent occurrence. Yeah. Are you looking forward to the Universal's new Epic Universe theme park? I am. I was actually just looking at the environment work that they're finishing up today on a new video that was released by Theme Park Stop, and it's really cool looking. Yeah. How to stream create by Shanth. You're not kidding, man. Well, what was so funny is that cracks me up about it all is that the one thing I never thought would be a factor, because I couldn't have imagined how wild the tech has gotten. The one thing I could never have imagined when I was, doing artwork, that it would be a part of my journey as a comic book artist and of reality of it to say, ask the question, or to think the question even, how's my audio? Is the stream set up? How's my thumbnail? No, not my thumbnail for the illustration. My thumbnail for the video broadcast when I'm going to do the illustration. I mean, it's so bizarre. It's absolutely mental to think about that kind of stuff. I could have never imagined any of it. Yeah, it's wild. So That's the thing for me about monsters. Hey, what's up, Julie? How are you doing? Yep, you caught a live stream for lunch. That's absolutely right. And those are contagious. It's great to see you, Julie. How are you? Oh my gosh, yeah, the third 3D Terminator theater freaked me out as a kid. Yeah, that was crazy. That was like a sequel, to the Terminator films. Wild stuff. But so yeah, so I as I said to Graham, when on the launch stream or second launch stream for Joe Frankenstein, which guys, again, Anthony Gonzalez Clark said as best as could be, go and check that book out. The link is in the description, guys. But as I said on that stream, the monster stuff, the monster kid stuff is unbelievably powerful. And a lot of folks are getting excited again about these monsters. And so when I saw that Universal was finally going to be doing a section of a theme park based on their characters, I thought, this is great. Like, this needed to happen for so long. And I think even they were surprised, which is almost kind of embarrassing considering what they make in terms of merchandising revenue, how excited people are for that land. Because horror is their bread and butter. And I think that when I say horror, I mean gothic horror in particular, seems to be having quite the comeback. And gothic horror is very different because it's very much about the good and evil. Yep. Later, SRD. There you go. So someone is heading out. Stephen Rockwood drawing. All right, gotta go. Have a great day. You have a great day, my brother. And congratulations on 19 months of being a member, my friend. And it's great to see you. I miss you, brother. So yeah, man, it's a crazy thing because gothic horror and gothic romance is very much about the monsters being monsters. And I miss that. I like my monsters to be monsters. That's a very important thing to me from a narrative standpoint, because I thought monsters were cool, and the whole idea of Halloween costumes of monsters and all of that stuff was to explore the sort of monstrous nature, not to make the monster something that it's not, to talk about these things in a richer sense. And whenever people go back to the well of the inspiration of the Universal monsters, they're tying themselves to that kind of gothic romance quality that these monsters have. And that's the fun part for me. Like, that's what makes it great. Yeah. Well, it's interesting, right? I think that we wouldn't even have stories about monsters if we didn't maybe empathize with them a little bit, which is to say, they're manifestations of the monstrous aspects of ourselves. I think the thing that becomes tricky is when you make the monsters, or when you make the antagonists and the protagonists the same person. You can explore, and it's all about ourselves and subjective, then you actually can't use your art to explore anything. And my villains are villains, Yep, no monster deconstruction. What a novel concept. Yeah, absolutely. Because, Universal did that stuff, honestly. And just to go back to, it's weird. That stuff I'm exploring in Nosfero's second book. The first book will be available again for second printing of that very soon. The link to sign up, do not miss it, is in the description. But one of my monster kid brothers, Graham Nolan, is doing a book called Joe Frankenstein. And in Joe Frankenstein, just from the beautiful, beautiful pages that I was shown in that book, there are so many things that capture that vibe, racing across rooftops in ancient rooftops in Egypt, where the ancient civilization is casting a shadow over everything. That's the stuff I love. Timmy Mello says, well, shoot, I didn't click on it. Sorry about that. We may be oversaturated within sympathetic monsters to the point of overly justifying the actions of villains in modern entertainment. Well, look at what all of those movies that Disney put out, where they attempted to portray the villains as the sympathetic characters. Sympathy for somebody doing evil is sort of not only robs the evil of the thing, but it also is a betrayal of the people that they have been purposely designed to victimize. Like, that is what they're about. They're about doing evil, and good sort of loses its power because good becomes. I mean, again, I love the fact that George Lucas got into Revenge of the Sith, some of his more and all those movies, his observations or passing on of wisdom about humanity, but it comes down to subjectivity. You know, good is a point of view, Anakin. No, it's not. We know what evil is, and we know that good is not a point of view. Good, it's crazy. Yeah, you need true irredeemable villains to show the importance of the purpose of the hero. So, that brings me to some inspiration that I've had lately, and an idea that I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do. But I want to do a series of videos at some point. I've got a Pizza Live episode I'm dying to do as soon as things slow down and we're not chock-a-block with guests and family here. But I have a few the things I'm looking forward to doing, and one of them was a series I want to do that is forget everything you've been taught about X. That's what the series would be called. And so some of the subjects are, they're largely right now horror themes and themes about artists. You know, they're themes about artists and creators. And some of the stuff that I've learned, I'm blown away. Leg Kick 1, how are you doing, man? Did you watch the Rodtang versus Pyrrhic fight? It was awesome. So was the Tawan... Oh, gosh, I can never pronounce anybody's name. Tawanchai, I'm not pronouncing it right. I have not seen either one of those fights. And here's the crazy thing. So, I've been deep diving on fights lately, catching up. See, that's the crazy thing. If I'm not streaming, I'm trying to catch up on fights. So, I was watching the Fury versus Usyk fight for the 100th time, and just looking at some of the body work that set up the headshots that Usyk was doing, and also just watching a good fight with ebbs and flows. But I have got to really catch up on fights. I am behind. So consider that on my homework list. Guys, I love when people suggest books, movies, all of that stuff, fights. I love seeing that stuff. But yeah, I'm so behind. Spider-Man 2, when it came out, made Doc Ock too sympathetic. Instead of being happy Spidey defeated him, you're sad he's dying. It's true, and I think it's tough to say because I am not the I know I was a Marvel fan 100%. So I'm going to think about how I could say this right. I think they did an interesting Shakespearean thing in the sense that they Peter is looking for father figures and mentors. And he's got to wake up and realize to the fact that all men have to wake up to at some point. It doesn't matter how you came into this world. It doesn't matter who was or wasn't present for you. You have to become the man in your life. And in a way, to do that, you have to allow humanity into the people that you look up to. And I think that might be why that movie worked. I mean, of course, Doc Ock in the comics, I love it all. And there will be new interpretations of him. But in Spider-Man 2, I think it was interesting what they did. But you're right. Having the machines make him go crazy takes away a little bit of his agency. You know what I mean? Because his I mean, it's a little bit like he becomes Frankenstein and the arms become Frankenstein's monster in that way. So it's interesting. The wicked people in Hollywood don't like being portrayed as wicked anymore. Yep, that's correct. Well, I think that's... let me read this and I'm going to come back to that. Perfect example in Japanese story of Momotaro, I'm probably pronouncing that terribly, where there is no mistake that he's the hero and the cannibalized Oni, especially the wicked Oni King, are irredeemable in the way that they're portrayed. Absolutely, yeah. Well, and here's the thing about this, right? People don't like that mirror, and that's why they can't evolve. That's why they can't grow from the artwork. So when Eric and I, Weathers and I were talking about the N.C. Wyeth, I was talking about this particular painting of the passing of Robin Hood, the death of Robin Hood. And in it, on the wall, there is a a crucifix at the head of the bed, and you've got the light coming in through the window. He's got his bow drawn, but he's expired, so it's sort of like he will never fire his bow again, but he died with a bow and arrow in his hand. It is a masterpiece of American illustration, right? A masterpiece of American illustration. And I think that the absence of the cross, the absence of the crucifix, the absence of the Western canon, and all of the things that have built the West in our artwork is one of the reasons why our artwork has lost its vitality. You can see more crosses in manga artwork and anime than you can see in American work. Why is that? Peter Cushing was using them in the Hammer horror films. So why is that? You know, why is that the thing? Well, it's because people who are financing entertainment, this is going to bother me to no end. I'm about ready to just dump all these books over. There it is. My God, I am going to start an avalanche. Oh, my stars and garters. Yeah, that's all going to fall, but that's all right. We're going to get through this, guys. When I was doing Nosfero, when I'm working on this book, guys, and this is what it is. This is, you're funding a book. You're making it remotely possible for me to fund a book that's made outside of Hollywood. True independence is what you're looking at right here. True, according to Hoyle, independence. And so the fact that I get to have moments like this in this book. What's up, holy hand grenades? I can't show that page, but there's moments like that as well. And moments like this in the book are the things that inspire me as an artist. That I can do these things no one can tell me. That this could be on the page across from it. Do you know what I'm saying? And yes, hail holy hand grenades. It is great to see you, my friend. And so yeah, that's a big factor for me when I'm doing this work. It's everything. It's the Hound of the Baskervilles, right? It's werewolves. It's the damsel in distress. It's diaphanous nightgowns. It's all of the things that I am excited about as an artist. It's sexiness. It's as I remember Phil told me that Steranko said to him, it's sexiness, mystery, and danger. That is what pulp is. And we've got people like Steranko, long may he live 1,000 years, still trying to pass on the gospel of pulp and the gospel of heroism, right? And that is the thing that just kind of gets me when I'm doing my work. That's why you guys are so inspiring when you back these books. Guys, when you send super chats, it pays for brushes. When you guys are channel members, of which my cup runneth over this month, you know? Thanks to Pranvat Gulati and Jim Cox, who both gifted. Jim Cox gifted 10 memberships, and Pranvat gifted 20 memberships, guys. These guys are crazy. And I that stream, if you watch it, you want to see a look of whoa on my face. That was it. And it was great. That goes to brushes, that goes to illustration board, that goes to, oh my gosh, my streaming software monthly payment. That's the stuff that happens while we wait to be able to launch another campaign, because I'm still, I wanted to get the shipping to the point that I want to get it to, and it's a lot to do just one person. But that stuff happens because of Comicsgate. That stuff happens because of Malin. That stuff happens because of Ethan. That stuff happens because of everybody. And your boy Zach, can never forget that. Step across into, across those crazy lines before it was hip. And it's going to be hip very soon. It already kind of is, right? To say the political platitudes of what it's like, but not really appreciate the risk of what it's like for someone like myself to step out of a full-time job with health insurance and all of those things going, because I can't participate in certain things. I won't participate in certain things. That's really the main thing. It's not the can't, it's the won't. And because I believe in art, independence, and freedom and liberty, as you know from the back of every book and from every stream that I do. That's what it's about for me. And so, yeah. That's what Eric Weathers believes with Battle Brick Road 2, which again, the link for that is in the description. And if you back the poster book for that, you are going to get an 11x17 print book of this. Yeah. You know what's funny? and I know this is going to sound crazy, if only it had been that, right? And that's a whole nother kettle of fish. Jordan Peterson could explain that better than anybody, and so could the other groups that are starting to talk about this stuff now. It was the idea of America, not anti or American exceptionalism. It was American evil and the idea of racial guilt, which is such a dark and evil thing. I don't even know where to go with that. Like, none of it's great, but those two things I cannot be a part of. And I've, when it was time to go, or when it was time to say something, I said stuff. And it's weird. Joseph Campbell always talked about this, that your life reveals your character. Your life reveals your character. Yes, this book's going to be awesome. Battle Brick Road 2 is the best artwork that Eric has done, which you would want to think is the case, right? When you've got artists every year. Brian Stelfree's one of my mentors. Everything he does, it's like he's continuously improving and just brilliant. But it is the best work Eric's done, and that's coming off of an already strong book that him and Zeb did with Battle Brick Road 1. You can get both of those books. The link is in the description. And so I've been it's weird, but this painting has progressed a lot because of the time I've been spending, hanging out with Eric and talking about these characters, because I can't give any spoilers away, but so anyway, but the biggest thing has been, I knew that this painting was going to feature NC Wyeth clouds. A lot like I knew that the piece that I did for Michael Bancroft was going to involve, what's the word? Who's the artist, I would say? Partially Alphonse Mucha, but I think, who would I say? I guess I would say Alphonse Mucha, but I knew it would involve this very particular style of water and fire that sort of twists and warps around, and that it would have that kind of feel. With this piece, that's kind of happening from the metal sort of tendrils that are wrapping around to form a big part of the composition. But another aspect of this painting that I was unaware was going to be the case was it was going to have a Wyeth influence that would then involve more action and more characters. Because what you have to understand, right, about Battle Brick Road, I freaking love that, by the way. I love seeing that. Those are the best emojis in the world. Yes, guys, check out Battle Brick Road, battlebrickroad.com. It is about everything. It's about the battle for Oz, the battle for imagination, the journey of discovery that heroes take, the many roads that come together at certain points and make life richer for those roads coming together. It is the Battle Brick Road. Back it today. It is a great, great book. So the thing when I was doing this was I realized that I couldn't just do a pinup with Dorothy in it. I had to, Thea. I needed a pinup that had all of these characters in the book in it, because that is what the story is about. It's about these characters coming together, and it's so cool, guys. So so here's the problem. What's up, Ferris Comics? It's great to see you, my friend. Channel member, welcome. I just updated all of the credits, and it's so funny. Those of you guys who have now been members for a little while now are getting higher and higher up the list if you weren't already at the top. And so it's some of these names, when I see you guys come in, put a big smile on my face. Thank you guys for all of your awesome support. But it's a wild thing, and so I needed that kind of, what's up, Simply Green? How are you doing, my friend? It's great to see you. I needed those moments, right, of, epic, poetic art. Like, Eric and I were talking about the great, golden age of illustration the other day. And one of the things that came up was the fact that when you look at illustrations by Howard Pyle of the Revolutionary War era, You know, the birth of this incredible country of ours and the civil liberties that we enjoy and that we take for granted sometimes, unfortunately. I mean, I can tell you honestly, I do not take them for granted, but I know that it's easy for people to do that. When you have something, it's easy to look past it. Just like Comicsgate and all of the opportunities therein. And the thing about it is that in those situations, yes, you had rifles. Yes, you had muskets, and you had muskets and pistols and all that kind of stuff. But you had one shot, or you had a bunch of pistols and you had one shot for all of them. After that, it was bayonets and swords and tomahawks, and you know, it's incredible to think about. And as technology, it was almost this quality that I think of romantic heroism in honor meeting with technology at this very particular point. And the thing that gets me about those illustrations is, as we go into a period of high technology, much like in as represented in Star Wars, the myth and the magic starts to combine with the technology in a way to where they're existing side by side, and that is what Battle Break Road does. It juxtaposes the technology with the fairy tale, with the myth, with the mythic, and I love it. I love it. Let's see. I haven't watched Culture Casino stream in a while, and as soon as I left his stream, boom! I'm a member. I'm in his credits too much. There you go. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Attention deficient. Emo Trash channel member says, I'd contest the demand for longer stories isn't actually down, John. It's more a matter that the longer stories being pumped out right now, mostly kind of garbage, so they don't... Oh, hook the... I get what you're saying. The attention deficit. Gotcha. Yeah, you know, it's... the thing about storytelling is whenever we go through certain time periods, there gets to be this almost this length of story that becomes fashionable. So sometimes it's long movies, and then you'll go into a phase where it becomes short movies, as it was when I was younger. And oh my gosh, my stomach just growled really loud. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I forgot to eat before I started streaming today. So whatever. I'm going to dine on art. I don't mean T-Bear. Art, you're safe. God bless you. When I sit here and I look at this stuff and I put this work together, I really try to connect with all of my subjects that I'm working on. I try to connect with everything, and I don't know another way of doing it. I do a ton of research, and then I talk to creators over and over and over again, but then I have to kind of zoom, like, back out, so to speak, and I have to remind myself that the illustration has to work. The illustration has to be a pinup. It has to be cool. It has to be something someone wants to put in their room, and that is the job of art, is for people with rare talent, and even sometimes I think rarer still, work ethic, to actually make finished products for an audience that is sophisticated in their ability to enjoy artwork. Which, that's really what it comes down to, is the ability to enjoy artwork. So I get to look at this and say, okay, you know, I'm contributing to this stuff. I don't want to spoil the end of the book, but let me... this is the process in the back of the book. This is what you guys pay for. You know what I mean? You want to know this stuff. These streams, you can go back through these streams and see me make all of this artwork while doing 1,000 things, while learning how to stream. You know, it's madness, you know, and you meet different kinds of people in Comicsgate. You really do. This is Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex, and I cannot wait for, if someone could drop the link for it, to the next chapter, Inglorious Rex. And I don't know if you guys know this about Shane, but he personalizes my copies of the comic. So right there you can see, I'm pretty sure what he wrote there was, to Shanth, you are the wind beneath my wings. And Shane, it means the world to me. I love you, boo. And so the thing... Oh my God. And by the way, I have to say this. I have to say this too, because I've sent some weird emails in my time. But I sent a pretty weird email, or not a weird, but it's a me email. You know, I don't care. You know what? I'm too old to care at this point. I have to be honest about this kind of stuff. I am very picky about the hats I wear, and I bought an All Caps Comics hat a while back, and it's a great hat, but I don't like the way it fits my ginormous head and my fat face, and it wasn't really the color, but I was just excited to get an All Caps Comics hat. But I had to email All Caps and Ethan, I guess a couple days ago, to say, I really freaking love this hat. Love this hat. This is the black and blue, which, as you guys know, black and dark blue are my favorite colors. But this is the latest hat from All Caps, and it's All Caps. It's only hats. It's an only hat company. This is a freaking great hat. It's a great fit. If you're looking for a great ball cap, get this hat, whatever style it is. But I really love this hat. John, you are not the first person to have said that. You know, yes. I think that goes without saying. Oh my lord. But yeah, I mean, I love that ball cap. And I don't say that often. I don't like a lot of ball caps. I prefer flex fit hats and that kind of thing. And I was always hoping Ethan would produce one of those, because that's the only hat I really enjoy wearing. But this hat is in rotation now. It's one of my favorite hats. I love it, man. It's great. So, well done, All Caps. And I forget the name of the people he uses. Is it St. Clair, the clothing people that he uses? But shout out to whoever it is he uses, who's responsible for the designs and all that stuff on these hats, because this hat is a winner for sure. It's a great hat. Really love it. It's a good fit. And it's comfortable. It's super comfortable, man. I work in, ball caps a lot, and it's nice to have one that I really like that fits me well. St. Clair, there it is. Eric Weathers has got it, man. My boy in the chat, my brother in painting. Hail Eric Weathers, man. That's all I have to say. But yeah, really, really a quality hat. Real quality hat, and I like it. And it's not that the other hats weren't high quality. I just didn't like the fit on them. And a lot of people did. They are good hats. That was a me thing, not a hat thing. So I just I had to sing the praises of this particular hat in the hopes that I'm sure he will, but more get produced, because I love these hats, man. It's great. It's a great fit. Super comfortable, man. Cranberry Langers is saying not here. Who are we talking about? We'll see. I'll have to catch up. I wear a Comicsgate hat every day. I got an extra to keep nice because Florida is... Oh, dude. Yes. I tell you, I love to wear caps, but man, I can sweat through those things and wreck them, and I'm like, ah. It's like I have my dress ball cap and my regular cap. Is that what I've descended into? I have. I can buy a hat. Yes, can you? You can buy a hat for your hat. It's absolutely true. Hats on to you. That's absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. You have to understand that artists that came up with the monsters we appreciate here. Yes, exactly. Well, so here's the other aspect of that is there's something that's been a bone of contention for a long time, and I wanted to weigh in on it because I didn't have anything particularly profound. I had my thoughts on it, but I wouldn't say they were informed thoughts, as is often the case on YouTube and everywhere else, right? But I wanted to weigh in on the authorship, because I've gone back and forth on it. The authorship of Frankenstein, because there's been a lot of debate on how much of a role, which I think he played a decent role. Percy Shelley, Mary Shelley's husband, and anybody who has been in a romantic and loving marriage as those two were, or who can even imagine one, I don't necessarily know if I refer to collaborating with your soulmate as being, I don't know. All the money goes to the same bank account, but that's neither here nor there. Let's put that to one side. I don't like to read autobiographies, or I like to read autobiographies a little bit, but I don't like to read biographies too much because they've gotten very political. But I love to read journals by creators. And after reading Mary Shelley's journals and learning what I've learned about Percy, no way in hell was Frankenstein his idea. Period. I'm going to do a video about that as a part of my Forget What You've Been Taught About. He may have helped her with some of the language, but Percy Shelley was a sensitive soul, let's put it that way. And Mary Shelley was born in fire. I mean, she was a gangster. There are things I'm not going to say on this stream about some of the painful losses that she had in the year or so leading up to the writing of that book. Stuff that when I was reading her journal, my heart just sank to the ground. But Percy Shelley was the kind of guy that, you know, gets high and gets all paranoid and freaks out and hides in the corner. He didn't write that book, guys. That was not his story. That was not his kid. He wasn't gangster enough. So that's me weighing in on it. Did he help on things? Sure. I'm sure. I show my work to my wife and my best friend, and they proofread it. They do all of that stuff. Not a chance in my mind that he wrote that. Because, holy cow. Like I said, I got to a certain point in reading her journals, and she's in every day of her journal, she talks about what book she's reading. Copious amounts of reading. But she also talks about things that make you realize what things were like in the early 1800s. And the way I would say this is I will not talk about this particular instance because it's heartbreaking to read. But Mary Shelley had a son named Percy, and he was the fourth child of her and Percy Shelley. The first three didn't make it. And these are things that people do not teach you about because they are so... And her love letters to her husband are so... She was a feminine woman. Period. End of story. She was an absolutely loved her fella. He died in a boat accident when he was 29. So they had those years together. When men would try to be suitors for her after when she was a widow, she said, I was already married to a genius and I won't take a step down. She was a lady in tough times. Was she perfect? Hell no. But she wrote that damn book, period. Yep. Now, her mother was the OG feminist, and that story is depressing. She was a femininist. Can we call it that? Femininity is everything, guys. It is one of the most amazingly powerful things that make women so incredibly unique. Feminism is to femininity what masochism is to masculinity. They are not even about anything alike. Period. Femininity is the totality of motherhood, of the loss, of finding true love with somebody, of society, the societal struggles that we all deal with, right? Money. She's writing him. She goes, I don't care if we have the money to buy a shack. I just need to be with you. I can't breathe without you, Percy. She's writing to this guy. I love you so much. I can't go on. I need to be with you all the time. They were 100% in love, and it's beautiful. Hey, what's up, Blue Boy Comics? To you as well, my friend. To you as well. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Yep, caring about something other than self. Absolutely. And when you... I can't talk about it. I'm going to make a video on it, and it is what it is. I love saying that. It's the best. That thing has been around forever, and I don't care. I know it takes on different meanings at different times, but it is the best get-out-of-jail-free non-statement you can make. It's sort of like in New England when we say that having been said. But Mary worked very hard for that fourth child to exist. She went through fire and loss and things that make you go, why keep trying to create? Why believe in love? Why believe in humanity? Why believe in all of these things? And when people say, well, why didn't she do anything else that was of that magnitude? I go, well, how many people do you know who even do one thing of that magnitude of Frankenstein? But I would also add, sometimes artists make a work that is about exercising something really deep within themselves, and when they write that book and they do that work, they're done being in those depths. Maybe they want to be free from them, and I think that's a part of what that book's about. I mean, Mary Shelley came into this world, and during delivery, as a result of her delivery, her mother died. She never knew her mother. What she did know about her mother likely came from reading her mother's journals that her dad published posthumously that did not paint the most flattering picture. There are, particularly in her views about, certain other things, and she had to make her way in the world without that role model, and she had to make her way in the world with that. Hang on one quick second. So she had to make her way in the world with all of that stuff in as a part of her, but it deepens you, man, and it hardens you in some ways spiritually, but I think it also opens up aspects of yourself that you cannot you can't fully get to any other way, and that's a big thing, and I think people need to understand that. I didn't watch the video she made about that till last night. I have no idea. I feel like I missed something there. Sean's gonna boil some eggs about now. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, caring about something other than himself. Says free will make him cook eggs. You don't know. You absolutely don't know. You can never know that, guys. So, but it was such an interesting thing that I have been planning on doing, because that one of the things I loved to do when I was teaching was to put information out there that is it's not like it's subjective info. It's info that's out there, and that it's just a question of having an ounce of curiosity, but putting it out there that people don't understand, and I think that, or don't know about, and I think that people will tell you what things were if you give them the opportunity, and you're not curious enough to go and kind of find it out. And unfortunately, that's the responsibility in education, that it's the responsibility for artists as well, is to expose people to beauty and to expose people to the fact that the human condition has been going on, and people have been surviving it and struggling against it and being broken down by it for as long as there have been people on this earth. And that we can't be naive to the fact that the people of the past were human beings as well, and they experienced things that are similar to us and things that are very different, and that we're fortunate for the things that we have. And that's what drives work. Yeah. The fruit is fermented, alcohol happened, or just happening, or just beginning to spoil. You guys are killing me. Did you see? I feel like I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I salute the chat for keeping me for keeping it going while I rant, or natter, I think is a better way of putting it. So yeah, this is the aspect of the creative process for me. How does a person like Mary Shelley, or anybody at any time, it's a miracle that the work exists, that Frankenstein or the modern Prometheus exists. It's a miracle that the Wizard of Oz exists, as we see here with Battle Brick Road. And then it's a miracle further that Comicsgate exists, that Battle Brick Road exists, that Nosfero the Crypt Walker exists, that CYBERFROG exists, that the Lucent 2 Painted Death exists, that Terror in the Trenches exists, that Kordrath exists, that Black and White exists, that Joe Frankenstein exists, that oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on all of these. So annoying. That it all exists. I just backed it last night. What is the name of Jimmy's book? Dang it. I'm totally blanking on it. I can see it, see the cover in my head, but I can't read it. But this is the thing that makes stuff exciting for me. Oh god. Pranvat comes in the house, my brother. Pranvat Gulati comes in the house and drops a bunch of memberships. My god, 20 memberships. Thank you, sir. I doff my cap to you, you legend, and I need to get some cheerleaders coming your way. These are for you. And of course, because we live feed, let's go! That's right. Amen, brother. It's great to see you, my friend. Much love. Because I also broadcast this to the Waffle Lodge live.
Charge!
There you go, guys. And so to all the new members, Randon McRanderson was gifted a membership. It is great to see. Thank you so much. Henry Bemis was gifted a membership. I'm going to speak English at some point. Thank you again, brother. Much appreciated. Enrique Cabrera was gifted one. Jackal was gifted one as well. Nolan Lockhart was gifted one. Scottsley was gifted one. Spaceman was gifted one. Cam was gifted one. Fat Samurai was gifted one. That's right. Indy. Oh, that's right. That's absolutely right, brother. William Wellborn was gifted a membership. Old School Schizo was gifted a membership. Rudolph Valentino was gifted a membership. Mick Short was gifted a membership. Rubble 13 was gifted a membership. DJ Close was gifted a membership. Faux Peasy was gifted a membership. And of course, the man behind the ideas in this piece, Eric Weathers, was gifted a membership. Let's go, indeed, again. That's right. That is absolutely right, man. He's dropping those memberships on people. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, Gulati. Indeed. Yep. JWK Creates, so kind. 100% hello to all the lurkers. Wow. Yep. Awesome one saying hello. Hail CG, indeed. Hail Comicsgate, guys. You guys are the best. Nice. That's right. Cranberry Langer saying hello to all you new guys from the OG. That was very nice. God bless, man. Yeah, all I see is coffee in K's Discord. There you go. So thank you, you legend. We got to have one more. And of course, we have a thank you from the great, never get it twisted, Eric Weathers. And one more time, people, for my man. This is for you, for those 20 memberships. There we go. And channel member, Pranvat Gulati, says, hey, Eric Weathers. There you go. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's this art, the stuff that we do, and the things that we make, and the conversations that we have here allow for these things to happen. And what I try to do is, when I'm looking at someone like Mary Shelley, or I'm looking at works like Frankenstein, I try to go back, and I try to read this stuff, learn about it, read the journals, and hear from folks when they were talking about their experiences and not thinking about who... They weren't thinking about who was going to read it later. They were just carrying on with their lives, and that is crazy. There you go. Rudolph is saying, thank you so much for the membership. Indeed. We got some amazing people here. Thanks, bro. Wasn't even... Sorry, my glass just fell. Watching the stream at work. Just came after getting the sub notification. There you go, guys. Oh, no worries, my friend. It's a pleasure to have all of you guys here. And again, that's why I love Comicsgate, man. That's what makes this place so great. And things have been so crazy with my kids. And again, congratulations to them. They just graduated from high school, and we got a lot of exciting stuff happening with family, so I've not been able to stream as much as I usually do. For the last 2 weeks, I've got a backdrop I'm painting for one of the teachers, one of my kids' teachers for a performance, and so yeah, I wanted to make sure I got a stream in with you guys so that I could so that we could do it. And it's, again, I miss you guys when I'm not doing this stuff, and it's one of my favorite things. I watch the CG streams, and all of that stuff. Life is crazy, but you guys definitely inspire. There's no getting around that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, my family's heart. We appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, try out those new emojis, guys. If you're a new member, man, drop some of those. They're fun. Drop some cheerleaders in the chat. Some Nosfero the Crypt Walker. By the way, the second chance campaign for Nosfero the Crypt Walker, the sign up, the link is in the description. I'm looking at what date I'm going to launch that. I do have a date in mind, but I just want to confirm that it's a good date to do it, and that it works for everything. And I'm pumped, guys. I'm pumped about what we're doing here in Comicsgate. I'm pumped about all of the work that we're doing, and the fact that I have a Comicsgate library that I can reach to, at any given moment. it's like I don't want to get paint on these things here. Because, you know, Shane personalized this to me. I want you guys to know this. Snowman. Right? Godlike. Book 1 convention exclusive. Book 1 convention exclusive. Battle Brick Road. God, I have so many books here. I don't know if I can even reach them all. Black and White. Terror in the Trenches. These are just the ones I can reach. Do I have any others I can reach? Oh yeah, of course. Try not to damage this. Cordrath, The Reckoning. This is... I am so excited about comics again. I'm so excited about indie comics again, and I'm so excited about everything that we're working on, everything we're doing here. It is a ton of work, but my God, is it worth it. And you guys make it a blast. I still haven't gotten my copy of Godlike, and Malin is ignoring my emails and Twitter messages. He's getting to it. I think he said last night on his stream that they have another palette left to do. And I'm not going to throw stones in that glass house because I tell you what, fulfillment and hand signing all these books and packing them, it's a ton. But hold fast, my friend. It is on its way, and it's worth it. You're going to love that book. Plush, what's up? Hey, my pulp brother from another mother, much love. Got my hands on some Shadow double pulps and comics. Those Shadow reprints are great, and Razorfist's been dropping some new Shadowcast videos, so if you're not subscribed, check it out. Yeah, Fopeasy, you're going to love it, man. You're going to love it. Yeah, and there's Cordrath, The Reckoning 2. Do not miss it. Do not sleep on that book. Andy Smith is doing the work of his career, and it's great stuff. Yep, I'm excited for a hobby again. Who knew? Like, it's crazy, right? Because Comicsgate is wild because it's almost... It changed the meaning of independent comics. It's weird. You know, they're for a mass audience. They're for the audience that comics have always been for. But it's weird that this is an independent... I mean, it is an independent book so much, in the sense of its story and where it goes and its freedom. But it's strange to me that something like this is an independent book. Because I thought of independent books as having a very similar style. They tended to be raw, a little bit more unskilled, for lack of a better way of putting it. But it's almost like we're having a new rebirth of comics through this space. And I love that, man. Oh, just got my Godlike, says Eric Huffles. There you go. That's what I'm hoping. Just that my main and supplemental of Godlike just haven't shipped. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will tell you, I have 100% faith in Malin, and you will absolutely get those, man. Because it's like, I know him and Faye have got a mountain of books, but as that mountain starts to shrink, it's like it gets faster and faster. And I think depending on depending on how complicated the order is too, because that's what it's all about. Yeah, artsy fartsy, says Julie Pascal. Yes, that's absolutely what I meant. Yeah. Oh, I've been subscribed to Shadowcast like a lifeline. Yes, indeed. I love Shadowcast. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and of all the CG books so far, Godlike is something else. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's really great. And it's, I don't know, it's like, I'm excited to get Razorfist's book, Ghost of the Badlands. I'm one of those guys that, I tend to just, I'm just so interested in, I'm more interested in the quality of my library than I am, like, for a book to come into my home and become a part of my library, it's got to be, the quality has really got to be there. In sense of, I don't know how to describe it, but I've always loved the interaction between, with artists, you know what I mean? With artists that you meet and you connect with. And, I don't know, I feel like we get the opportunity to connect with artists. We're all spinning plates. We don't have a media team or anything like that. We're just all doing this independently. It's a ton of work to do it all oneself. But I think as a result, you're a part of something that few people will be able to say that they were a part of. You know, you get these golden time periods where that happens, where artists do that. They say, you know what? I'm going to do more work than it should be possible for a person to do. And I know a lot of you guys work very hard at your jobs and you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to just have to learn every skill that I don't possess. I'm going to have to learn everything I don't know to make this happen. And it's going to feel a little scary. It's going to feel a little unnerving. I'm going to, think about, oh, well, can I do this? But you know what? I have to do it. That's what has to be done. And that's how we got there. Yep, quality over quantity. And you know who personifies that for me is Dave Stevens with The Rocketeer. The legacy he left with that book is amazing. Maybe you mentioned earlier, but how is Filmic going with Nosfero? I'm in the 500s now in terms of boxing. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're hoping it's not a train. It's going really well. It's going to be picking back up once I get through the next week in terms of the shipping aspect of it. But the boxing and packaging of it's going great. And I'm starting, knock on wood, to recover some of my very small studio space from those boxes. But hail, brother, and thank you, man. Yeah, too much made by committee. It's absolutely true. And get ready to suffer for success. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And it's crazy because all of the work that we do in this space and everywhere else, it seems impossible, but it's not really impossible so much as it's improbable. And the family lives that we have to make sure that we're prioritizing and doing the work that we're doing is a big part of that. But being present for your kids, being present for your family, doing all of those kinds of things, it's very different than when someone else is worrying about printing and color, the color correction that needs to happen and all of that sort of stuff, or heck, promoting and broadcasting all of that. And I'm really glad that I was fortunate enough to be in a place that I'm in right now where other highly driven people and an audience that's hungry to interact with highly driven people making artwork for the customers. Mighty Geek Studios, great to see you, brother. That's the greatest gift, and I hope everybody appreciates it in the truest sense as much as I do. Like in the sense of that it fills you up. You feel excited about getting up every morning, going to work, seeing what's new. When a book comes in the mail, and if you're me and you're at this point in your life, I can't even remember sometimes what I've ordered and what I haven't ordered. So it's like Christmas every day when a book comes. But when a book comes from one of these creators, and I think, wow, we made that happen. When your boy Zach said, okay, fine, I'll show you. I'm going to make a comic book. And John Malin said, okay, I'm going to throw in, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to damn the torpedoes. John Malin, the first man over that Comicsgate wall, man. When he did that, it changed things. And there was no guarantee that this would sustain, that people would continue to make books, that people would continue to back books, and that interesting work would get made. I can't overstate how rare ability plus the risk taking is there to come into the independent space. It's if you can find an easier way to do things, most people will. Most people will take the path of least resistance. And in this space, you've got a lot of people who, what Jordan Peterson said in 12 Rules for Life, doing what's right and meaningful, not what's expedient. This is not expedient, but it's meaningful, man. It's meaningful. Yeah. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. See, thank you, Mighty Geek Studios. Well, it's funny, and I'm not saying this just as a thing, but that is a part of Nosfero the Crypt Walker. Nosfero was absolutely inspired by Wesley Snipes' Blade. I love Blade, period, but Wesley Snipes' Blade, where he really redefined the look and the costume of the character with that movie, is a huge inspiration. I like Blade so much, my friend. I ordered, when I got the Mezco Blade figure that looked like, had, some of the similarities to the movie Blade, I ordered a custom vest and a custom Wesley Snipes head from a third-party creator, because that is how important that movie is. And believe it or not, the sunglasses actually clip on. Take a look at that, guys. That is a perfect likeness. That is incredible to me that somebody could do that with a figure. It's unreal. But Snipes' Blade is one of my favorite superhero movies or hero movies or comic movies, whatever you want to call it, of all time. It's a legendary film. And I've had many long podcasts talking about that movie on different people's channels. It's great. You know? I've really missed these live streams. It's always a pep talk show. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Julie. Something I really need right now and appreciate so much. You know, it's I'm always thinking about that yeah, it's never a bad idea to call somebody or reach out to somebody in your family and tell them that you love them, that you hope they're having a great day, that you're glad that they're with you, and that you appreciate, you know, them in your life. And the same thing goes for teachers, for friends, for all of that stuff. And I've never found that people, not at least the people I'm around, that people have got so much positivity in their life they couldn't use a little more. And that's one of the things I really try to do with this channel, and I really try to bring to you know, any interaction I have with people. And it's not fake, it's not forced. You can't, I mean, I've been streaming now for 5 years. You can go back and watch 5 years of streams. And, you know, different gear still speeding. That's just the way it is. I've learned how to do this a little bit better, but the core of what I do, I always come back to that. Because, you know, I think that comics like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when my friend Zachary Hartford Cullis introduced me to that comic book, it opened the door to comics for me. So it was born out of friendship, kindred spirits, and a connection made in art. That's pure, it's priceless, and now I have a much deeper connection to it than I ever thought I'd have with, you know, my Comicsgate brothers and sisters and the Comicsgate Kings, of course, and, you know, the shared interests that we have and our discipline to this craft. And that's what makes it so great, man. Yeah, you're right. You know, you're totally right on that. Blade is not a superhero, 100%. Yeah, 5 years, John. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, he's a supernatural hero. I think that's what is probably more accurate, Mighty Geek Studios. Yeah. 30-minute timeout, few. Oh, my Lord, what's happening? Are you positive? Yeah, I'm B positive. Yeah. Hang in there. Seems it must have been a mistake. Oh, geez. Did someone get timed out or something? Looks like Simply Green's was but timed out. Oh, no. Yeah, Blade equals first MCU. What? How is that possible? Oh, yeah, I can absolutely. What happened? Where is he? I don't know how to do any of this, but who is timed out? What? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Whoa. Okay, let me hear. Simply Green. How do I make that happen? God, see, now you're watching an old person in real time. Okay. Let me try this. Let's try this. Okay, it says he's not in timeout according to this. But I could be wrong. Simply Green, let us know if you're here. Let us know if you're here, but let me try this. There you go. A real boomer moment. Okay, Simply Green, try to post something. You should be able to you should be able to untime out yourself now, if that is the case. But do let me know, man, because I honestly, I could have clicked on something for all I know. That is how I work. I'm old. So anyway, so yeah, wow, look at that midsection there. I did all right on that. Let me just say that. Here we go. So hopefully that worked out. Yeah, he's a supernatural character. Yeah, absolutely right. And that was, you know, that direct response to that genre coming alive everywhere with EC Comics and even with, you know, Warren Publishing when they did their version of it. And I think it's really coming alive here. Monsters and monster creativity are alive and well here. Yeah, yeah, move the Ouija board. Yeah, I just modded Simply Green to see if that helps with getting untimed out, but we'll see. Hopefully he's still with us. But yeah, that's the problem with doing this stuff on phones. You can click those buttons sometimes, and it's just like, ugh, it's crazy. I just when I'm on a phone, I do that when I'm streaming. I have to click to the was it timeout user or whatever, is next to put user on screen. And it's just craziness. Absolute craziness. But you know how it goes. Let's see what we got. In spirit. Okay, so here in spirit, 100%. Yeah. Mark is on his boat a lot. That's right, man. Simply Green's still with us, people are saying. Is Simply Green still in the room with us? Yeah, we got a Ouija board. What's up, Spaceman? How are you doing, my friend? And welcome to channel membership. It is great to see you, brother. Yeah, so let me see here. Alrighty. So yeah, I mean that's the thing when it comes to these books. I know that, you know, when John had his idea and his vision for, you know, godlike, what he wanted to do with that book, it was something he has had on his mind and been wanting to do for a very long time, combining his passions for all of the artists he grew up on, myth, mythology, storytelling, all of that kind of thing. It's great, man. It's great to see that book come together, because it's a like a lot of the books that you see in Comicsgate, I'd be hard pressed to pick a particular genre for it. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? The genre is sword and sorcery. It's science fiction. It's fantasy. It's everything. You know, and that's what I love. Let's see. Hey, Simply Green, I'm anticipating your comments. Still with us. Take long to create a duplicate account. That's right. I wish right now, but working, still listening. Understood, Mark's Music Obsession. Understood. There you go. There you go. Okay, so hopefully that all works out. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with Battle Brick Road. Whenever I work on this painting, it's got elements of high fantasy. It's got elements of course, action, right? It would make an absolutely killer video game. But it is, in the way that it is created, it is 100% a comic book. It is meant to be a comic book, the way this story is executed. You know, from the page turns to the storytelling to all of it. You know, that's what it's about. And you know what the funniest thing is, if I may? One of the funniest things. KC Comics, how are you doing? I got a second account I can bounce to. I wonder if it's YouTube level. I suspect particularly Aggro Kiwi left. Well, here's the interesting thing. I just, if that's you, Simply Green, I just modded your Simply Green account. So you should be able to not be timed out, I think. So you can absolutely give it a shot and let me know. What's up, Monkey One? It is great to see you. God, that was tricky for me to read. Great to have you in the chat, my friend. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, one of the things that you guys that Eric Weathers can testify to, and something that happened. Okay, here's two really funny things. Yes, tis Simply Green, can't mod myself. No 3 dots next to. Oh, that's right. Okay, here's something. I'm going to temporarily mod this account so you can time out yourself. How's that sound? Maybe you can figure that out. Let's see if that works. Let me know if that works. But here's the thing, right? Is that I was working on the backdrop that I'm doing for one of my kids' teachers. And I was talking to my wife, and at some point when I was talking, probably about like I am now, she looked over to my wife and she said, "Is he always like this?" And my wife goes, "Yep, this is actually what he's always like." And then it was very sweet. My kid's dance teacher goes, "You're a lucky woman." And I was very flattering, but very funny. And Eric Weathers can definitely testify to the fact that when I am, what you see is what you get. My brother Rocky says this a lot. He's known me for 30 years. Is that I am this enthusiastic when it's just me and one person, me and 2 or 3 people, or me live streaming. You know, it's not an act. It's not put on. You guys know, I have my up days, I have my down days, just like any other human being. But it is, it's really it's the real deal. I'm the real McCoy, as they say, when it comes to that stuff, because of the things I've seen that have been tough. Life is too short to kind of, to just try to make more of that stuff. and we can get about that business. And when I went to go see with my son, see Jordan Peterson live, I was really inspired by the amount of people who were there. I mean, it was a packed house because people really need that kind of positivity. It's really important, and that's what it's about. Let me see here. Okay, let me see. Let me see here. All right. So, Mark, it says you oh, I got it. That's cool happens. Okay. I think I'm understanding what's happening. Have you got it figured out? Yeah, it says Mark. I think this is you timing him out. I know it's not important, not intentional. It's just I'm like, "Oh my god." That's too funny, Mark. Yeah, we're all trying to figure this stuff out. But it was really nice, and it was because I don't think about it that often, because for me it's always, as you guys know, it's I've got to pack and ship this, I've got to plan this campaign, I've got to do this layout, I've got to work on this poster, this pinup, we got to make sure that money is coming in for the family, and thank you guys who are channel members, thank you guys who are sending super chats, all of that stuff. The thing is that it's nice because I don't really I'm not too introspective about myself and how I'm coming off. I'm at that point right now to where if people are going to see positivity and look down their nose at it or think there's some meaning behind all of that stuff, I really have not got time for that. I really don't. That's their stuff, not my stuff, and I don't make it my business, and I think that's what it comes down to. Been hit with a couple of short accidentals first time, saw it. There you go. Yeah, it's too funny, man. This is the thing about our fan base, like myself, where I'm up there a little bit, and I'm still learning this stuff, and it makes me so nervous because add to broadcast and ban and eCam are right next to each other. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's why I'm super careful with how I multitask when tuned into this stream. One idle moment, and you may accidentally time another person out. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. Now we can, now that we all on AltCast, let's go vote for the Vape of the Week on Phil's channel. There you go. Oh my god. Yeah, well, it's funny. It's a miracle that when the stream makes it this long without crashing. And it's a miracle when, when any of it works. It's craziness. It cracks me up. I just like thinking about all of that funny stuff, but it's, we are standing on a whale fishing for minnows, and I think we're just now starting to see the impact that all of the work that we've been doing to create cool, truly alternative content, all of that work is bearing fruit right now. And it doesn't mean that we're done by any stretch. I have miles to go, certainly, personally, before I sleep, in terms of building this thing to something that is actually financially sustainable, right? But when you make work, when you make things that you own and create and you build your audience, it's everything. Was it Ethan made the point, if Todd had streaming, yes, absolutely. Todd is already a monster, and what he's done is incredible. But if he had streaming, it would have been non-stop. That guy would have just been making all of this stuff happen, and we have to use the things that are around us, and we have to learn the new things in order to get there. I try to always keep myself focused on that what are the things, not the things that happened before and how things were, but how things are and what we can do to keep building. And for me, it's when I was learning Photoshop, and digital stuff, it was completely out of necessity. When I was doing video editing, it was out of necessity. I didn't know I was going to be doing video editing and making shows and doing intros, and all of the stuff that I was just doing was going to be something that would be essential and would really pay off. So it's really the never stop learning thing is critical. Never stop learning and never stop grinding. And just bring the best you can to everything that you do. Bring the best you can bring. And it doesn't matter what that thing is. People will appreciate it and people will notice it. It's crazy. And maybe the people... the fact that not everybody notices it is a reflection on the people who don't notice hard work, not a reflection on the person working hard. And I think that's important to always remember, man. It's big. Something about streams like this make me think of the brief moments you see Todd McFarlane drawing on the intro to the Spawn cartoon. That was like gold to me. I remember watching that because I'm such a huge Todd McFarlane fan. And watching those moments, it's crazy to think that I'm broadcasting this out. It's such an incredible luxury to be able to broadcast this stuff out and to be able to have you guys see it. Yeah. Don't stop believing, indeed. Awesome one, always bringing the music. I'm listening, sketching, and checking in truck deliveries while on security assessment. The joys of multitasking. You're a legend to me, Mello. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Hopefully I've gotten inspired by a few books recently. Yeah, I mean, it's reading biographies, doing all of that stuff. I just try things out, try to do things that I think are going to, again, just to quote Jordan Peterson again, that are going to be meaningful, not just expedient. Like doing things that are expedient sometimes is it's a trap that we can fall into, but it's the stuff that you build over time. No time is that more clear than when you raise children, and you say, oh my gosh, that's not something that just happens overnight. It's something that you start to build from the beginning, and it's relentless. And I look at it and I just go, I am so glad that I did what I did and focused on that as hard as I did and as much as I did, because it was a lot of, I go back, I think about things like I would polish my daughter's shoes before she went to preschool and kindergarten. Every morning I wanted her shoes to be nice. It was just something that was, for me, was very personal. And she watched her dad do that. And it taught her something about herself and about dignity and all of that kind of thing. And those are those things that they're not expedient, but they're meaningful. And I think about those things a lot. That's a huge part of it. That's the stuff. Streaming is so meaningful and important, and it's 2 hours and you got to do it. Got to make it happen, I still believe, says Plush. God bless you, Plush. We've gotten to inspire people lately, and it's good to inspire those who are putting something good out in the world. Direct support. Yes, indeed. And it's something that, I like that. I think it's so important to let that just sink in. Cranberry Landers, you're right. We're kind of just at this point where we've broken the static friction, and the change is happening in the sense of people are seeing the appeal. They've kind of experienced the misery of art that is not art, and they are now hungry for what art is supposed to do, which is inspire. Yeah. Imagine the tech of the time. If those Todd moments before the Spawn cartoon were live, not pre-recorded, the tune-in would have been phenomenal. You're absolutely right, Casey Comics. Absolutely right. Yeah. Timmy Mello says, one audiobook I started listening to, which I recommend, is The Alchemist, which is narrated by Jeremy Irons. My God, that's a hell of a sales pitch. Yeah, I'm there. That's great. Yeah, absolutely. Channel member Timmy Mello, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Same thing for Cranberry Landers. Thank you. Thank you guys for your, never-ending support of what I'm doing here at SHANTH ENJETI Art, guys, because that's what makes it all possible. That's what makes it all possible. We've got 90 on X and YouTube combined. We have 90 live viewers right now. That is wild. That is absolutely wild, and I'm very grateful for it. Yeah, Jay Ryan using me as a proxy to ask you what shipping number you're on. Is that right? I like that, man. I have, in terms of packing, I'm in the 500s, but I've shipped 500 on the nose is what shipped. So I'm in the 500s boxing them up, and then we do them, then we pack and ship the labels in terms of amounts I can carry to the post office. So we're getting there. So we're almost there. As my wife said, and here's the other thing. When I say we're in the 500s, I haven't done international yet, but that means all of the orders that are above 500, because we're grouping the orders, where it was a part of a bigger order, we've shipped those too. So if you ordered 3 books and one of them is 620, but your first backing order was in the 400s or 500s, we put those together. So the numbers are a little bit different, if that makes sense. So it's not a straight line of numbers. I don't know if that helps. What's up, Jay Ryan? How are you doing? It is great to see you, my friend, the Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Speaking of, there's awesome one. It's Gracie Cranberry Langers is celebrating 18 months of membership for the good. You and the people watching this put out into the world. Good going, guys. Agreed, guys. Good going, everybody. And let me celebrate with this.
Charge! Charge!
We salute you, Cranberry Langers, channel member for 18 months. That is what it's all about. An awesome one is saying, hey, what's up, Moss? How are you doing? And again, channel member Emo Trash saying hello, hello, hello. It is great to see all of you guys. Oh, you're a pesky Canadian backer. Well, I mean, I'm up to, what am I on in Canadian backers? I'm pretty sure, I'm past 400, but I'm not sure where. I've got some more to do. Yeah. We're trying to do all of those things together. Canada's further along. Australia is shipped out because I sent all those to Mike. And, you know, I just sent a package off the other day because I really only offered this country as a token of sort of respect to the origins. I never thought I would have a backer from here in a million years, but I had one order from Romania. And I boxed that one up, and when I went to ship it, it was so funny. It said it could be there in two weeks or 4 weeks and longer. And I went, what does that even mean? Oh, craziness. But yes, Art and Times of Jay Ryan, we are going to, we're going to get there. Things are going to be a little bit easier after this week because, like I said, you know, kids graduating from high school, and there's lots of end of the year stuff relating to that, and we have a lot of amazing family members coming to visit us. So it's a lot of craziness, but we're going to get there. I promise. Yeah, translate for hang in there. Yeah, amen. That's why I have that painting behind me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Eddie shipping to some unknown country. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, I was amazed when I saw we would see the time. Like it's wild. And those orders, you know, when you ship those orders and you pack them up, they're just a loss. Like there's no money made at that point with the shipping prices and how expensive everything is to do. But I thought it was really important to offer the book on its first print run to as many places as we could, because I know what it's like for people to be excited about something and not even have a chance to get it. And I know that the first printings, you know, because they're first printings, are going to be worth something, and people wanted to be able to get in on anyone crazy enough to want to get in on the ground level and have the patience to wait for what it takes to do a fully painted comic book. I wanted them to have that opportunity if it was at all possible. And so, yeah, it's my pleasure to do it. It's a lot, but it is my pleasure. So, yeah, look at the way the silhouette starts to happen when you put that yellow value back there. It's so fun. Kia kaha is a common phrase down here. Stay strong and stand strong. Absolutamente. Excellent. Yeah, being a world traveler, DHL was in the most places. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. It means possibly infinite. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep. At Comrade Sammy, that is terrible chat ninja form to run out of coffee. Agreed. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. This painting has been really interesting in terms of the amount of staging work I've had to do, in terms of the fact that there are so many different figures and so many different characters. I really wanted to do a team painting, and I wanted to get the grandeur and the sense of scope and space, but I knew I didn't want that space to be going back because it was a vertical, and I really thought it would be fun, and I didn't want it to be going up in space. I really wanted it to be going down. I wanted there to be an element of looking at this character straight on, but also looking down, you know, so you could see how high off the ground they were, and it could speak to the peril of this world and the world that they're in. And it's been a challenge. I try to do something a little bit new on every single painting I do. I try to set up a new challenge for myself, and this one has definitely been exciting to do, and it's going to be unique. That same thing goes with the Ghost of the Badlands piece I did for Razor Fist. Any of the stuff that I do, or the CYBERFROG piece, I did for Ethan for the trading card. All of that stuff. That's a factor. Try to bring something to it that is exciting and new. That's the challenge of all this stuff. That and making sure I can follow what's happening with the chat and streaming. That's crazy. Madness. It's absolute madness, guys. Let's see here. What do we got here? Yeah, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Yeah, you guys are cracking me up. I may need more coffee, actually. Grandma is currently fixing breakfast for dinner. I like that idea. Breakfast for dinner is always great. 4 weeks more means possibly forever. That's what I thought when we saw that. Mine is the longest wait. I won a K-pop contest, and the package won't arrive till September. Phew. Oh, my gosh. That's intense. We're maddening. Absolutely right. In the best sense. In the best sense. If you want to be the best, you have to lose your mind, they say. That's what Dean Cameron said in ski school, so it's got to be true. It's got to be true. There we go. Look at this. It's so fun, man. And here's another thing that I got to make sure I say today on this fine day, on this fine stream. Imagine my surprise at how many people watching on X, YouTube, and catching this either later or right now as we do this live, folks, are tuning in to watch traditional painting. Tuning in to watch the pigment on the surface of the paper. That's incredible to me. But that's where we are. Things are open to anything. You know, the possibilities are endless. And, you know, it's as big as your imagination can be. And the audience's enthusiasm for the work. And that is, I'm so glad that so many of you guys are enthusiastic about what I'm doing on this channel. I want to give a big thank you to Pramvat Gulati for donating another 20 channel memberships. Incredible. And thank you so much. And for all of you guys, for your patience and who have received Nosfero and are enthusiastically sharing out that you enjoyed the book, for sharing out these streams. I am so grateful to you. I'm so grateful for Comicsgate, and I'm so grateful that we get to share artwork and we get to share story and we get to share our passions and interests together here. And that we have a place to do it is a real blessing and something I'm appreciative for every single day, guys. Every single day. So, yes, thank you guys so much. And let me just say this. We are at about 2 hours right now on this stream. Time flies when you're having fun. And God bless you all. Yes, thank you, Cranberry Landers. You guys are awesome. You guys are absolutely awesome. I'm running out of voice. I don't know if you guys can tell. And I have not eaten anything today, which I probably should do something about. Not that you would know looking at me, by the way. Shanth Enjeti has a 2-hour cap, says John, and that's no cap. Amen, brother. So thank you guys so much for being here. It's always great to do these streams. I'm going to have more streams and more work coming at you soon. Lots of exciting things happening. You can catch me on Comicsgate Kings every now and again. You can catch me on Post Kangs every now and again. And you can always catch me here because this channel is my primary responsibility. I'm looking forward to talking about more work and putting more trailers in front of my streams and things like that. But I want to also find a really good way to do creator interviews and spotlight some books and some people using this particular software. But it might take a different form. I'm not sure what that is yet. But I appreciate you guys being here. So make sure you do hit the like. Make sure you are subscribed. Click the bell for notifications because that is all YouTube seems to care about. And it is their primary metric for how things work. Oh my gosh, you're very welcome, JWK Creates. John, thank you so much for being here. People do their best work on an empty stomach. Amen to me, Mellow. Then I must be doing it great. Hydrate, says Moss Blackburn. Thank you, John. God bless all, says John. Thank you, Comrade Sammy. Auf Wiedersehen as well. Vielen Dank. And yes, indeed, guys, as I like to say, Timmy Mello, you're the man. I love it. Thank you guys so much. So, as I always like to say, from the heart of Lovecraft Country, in the birthplace of American religious liberty, my name is Shanth Enjeti. This is Shanth Enjeti Art. As I always like to say, speak easy, stay gold, keep the faith, and peace be with you, because Shanth, that's what it means. It means peace. And I'm actually practicing to be able to do the peace be with you in sign language. So I'm working on everything, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And apologies to Kyle Ritter for my terrible sign language. And I will see you guys soon. Later. Take care, everybody. And if you're a channel member, your name will be in the credits. And if you're a new channel member, your name will be in the credits soon. So take care, guys. I will see you soon. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.